Right. Right. So we will start, right? So good morning, everyone. We will start today's class of physics, and I hope everyone remember what we studying in last class, right? Hi, Anna. Tell me, raise your hand. We will revise first. Okay, don't worry. We will revise. So if you have any doubt, you can just ask. Okay, right? If you have doubt, you can just ask. But you have to make sure that you have watched the videos, you have made the notes. Okay, right? Just give me a minute. My note is hanged, so just give me a minute.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. This page. Where the page of vectors went. Just give me a minute. Right. So good morning once again. So I will just revise what we studied till last class. Take care. Right. So first thing that we studied, right? What is the topic? What are the topics, right? What are the topics that is required for physics? Hai na? So we, we learned that we require linear equations, quadratic equations, sequence and series, hai na? Right? For maths, then we require trigonometry, then we require differentiation and vectors. So differentiation and vectors are the backbone of physics, which means whatever topic you study, you will be encountering these two. Right? In one way or the other, you will be encountering these two. Plus, you should have a very basic knowledge, right? Very strong foundation of your basic calculation, which is your HCF, LCM, bod mass, right? Transpose and all those things. So we started with what is vector. So what's a vector? Basically, vector is a mathematical tool which is used to represent the physical quantity, right? What kind of physical quantity? So it is used to represent the physical quantity which is having both magnitude and direction, right? And now, so we observed, we took one example, which is your displacement, right? Displacement is a vector quantity which is having both magnitude as well as space, as well as, tell me, direction, है ना? So we know, sir, any position can be used, any position can be plotted using coordinate geometry, है ना? X-axis, Y-axis. So I plotted a point A. The point is 2, 3, which means that in X coordinate, the displacement is 2, and in Y coordinate, the displacement is 3, right? है ना? Now in X coordinate and Y coordinate, I am mentioning the coordinates. I'm mentioning the coordinates. So if I ask, so what is the displacement from initial point to final point? So what we do, we just draw a line, draw an arrow, draw an arrow which represents the displacement from initial point to final point. And this arrow is a representation of displacement, right? So this arrow is called as a vector. Which vector? Displacement vector. Clear here, right? Now, if we see, we will get a right angle triangle, right? We will get a right angle triangle. So I can say, sir, if I can get a right angle triangle, so this 2 is nothing but the x component, right? X component, because then it is in x direction. This 3 is nothing but a y component because it is in y, y axis. And this hypotenuse, right? This hypotenuse, which is right, and root of perpendicular square plus base square is basically your length of right, this vector, or it is also called as magnitude of vector. Okay. So I said suppose I'm having a point which is 3, 4. right? And this guy Golu, right, went from O to B and then B to A. So this is 3 unit and this is 4 unit. So I can say, sir, this blue line, blue arrow represents a vector because it is connecting initial point and final point. So I can say, sir, Golu went from O point to A point like this. If someone asks me where Golu went, I'm like, okay, that direction, sir. Yes or no? You'll point it in that direction, right? So you'll point in this direction. So you will make a line which will make the angle theta. Angle theta can be anything, right? Depending on the direction. Okay, but what is the displacement? So displacement is the length of the shortest path, which is the length of this hypotenuse, right? And this is 3 unit, base is 3 unit, perpendicular is 4 unit. So I hope we have studied in class 7 how to use Pythagoras theorem, right? So I can represent this as 5 unit. The length is 5 unit, right? The length is 5 unit. Now, what is a representation? I told you, sir, vector is a representation. So I have to represent in components, right? So what is this 3? So 3 is the component in X. 3 is the component in X. So obviously I will not write all the time that 3 is a component of X, right? That is quite, right, tedious to write this all the time. So whenever we have a component in X, I represent it. I represent it with a sign, which is your I cap, I के ऊपर टोपी. And if it is your y-axis, then I represent it with j cap, j के ऊपर टोपी, right? So this is represented as 3 I cap plus 4 j cap, which means so 3 unit in I-axis and 4 unit in, tell me, j, which is your x and y axis respectively. This point O is the starting point, right? This point O is the starting point. So starting point is called as tail of vector. And a starting point is called as tail of a vector, pooch, because it is just like an arrow, na? Just like an arrow. So arrow, so this is your tail of the arrow and this is the head of the arrow. That's why it is your tail of vector and the arrow sign, this direction where the arrow sign is, it is your head of the vector or final vector, final position. Okay, right? And the angle is given by trigonometric, right? We know trigonometry, the tan theta is equal to perpendicular by base. So tan theta is always perpendicular by base, right? So we can get theta. That is the angle. Okay. So now any vector is represented with an arrow, right? Clear here. So these are some examples of vector. R vector is basically a position vector. V vector is your velocity vector. A vector is acceleration vector. F vector is a force vector. It is just a representation. Just a representation. जैसे तुम्हारा नाम है, right? जैसे कृष का नाम कृष है, प्रीति का नाम प्रीति है, ओमकार का नाम ओमकार है, right? संपदा का नाम संपदा है, मेरा नाम विष्णु विष्णु है. उसी तरह से फोर्स का रिप्रेजेंटेशन एफ कैप होता है जनरली, है ना, राइट? क्लियर है? देन ए एक्सेशन वेक्टर ए कैप होता है. क्लियर? So generally it is given like that. Okay, now let us see in general कैसे represent करते हैं. So I said, sir, if the direction, I have to represent the direction in x-axis, so I have to represent it using a notation. That notation is I cap, है ना? If I have to represent something in y-axis, then that representation is j cap. And if I have to represent something in z-axis, then that representation is k cap. This is a representation, है ना? For example, surname, right? For example, Krish Agarwal, है ना? Right? So Agarwal is the surname, है ना? Right? Clear है? So it is just the representation, right? Just the representation that if I'm writing this 3, just think about it. If I'm writing 3, do you get any idea that what is the direction of this? Tell me, will you get any idea that if I'm just writing 3, right? So your question would be, sir, where, right? In which direction? Yes or no? है ना? Right? But if I'm writing 3 I cap, what is the meaning of 3 I cap? Tell me, what is the meaning of 3 I cap? Tell me, 3 I cap means a 3 in x-axis. And a very good, x-axis, because sir, I cap means x-axis. I cap means x-axis. It is written over here. Everything is written in the same way, right? If I'm writing 4j, it means 4 unit in y-axis. J automatically means y-axis. ठीक है ना? right? Okay. Now, so if I have to represent any vector in general, right? Any vector in general, I can represent it as x I cap, y j cap, z k cap, where x, y, z are the values. They can be anything because here I have taken a variable. So they can be anything, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, kuch bhi dalo. It is just depending on your problem, right? And R vector, it is an example of, tell me, position vector or displacement vector, okay? Right? So this is your axis, x, y, z. That can be, right, any point which can be represented in 3 dimension. But we will focus on 2 dimension mostly, then we will go to 3 dimension. Okay. Now, for example, if I'm having a vector, R vector is equal to 3I cap plus 4J cap. This is the example that I gave. And if I'm having a vector which is R vector, 3I cap plus 4J cap, what is the meaning of this? It means, sir, this is a vector which is having 3 unit in x direction and 4 unit in y direction. Yes or no? Right? Hayana. Hayana. Right? Everyone, Harsh, Joel, Laita, John, Vivek, Krish, Malugna, Neha, Omkar, Prashasti, Sampada, Samprita, Shuktika, Shanti, Terence, Renuka. Everyone is getting this? Everyone is getting this? I'll tell you, Terence, I'll tell you. Don't worry, right? Okay. Just focus on here first. Okay. Now, representation of vector. Again, I have already taught you that it is represented by x I cap plus y j cap plus z k cap and x y z a variable. You can use anything. Variable का मतलब क्या होता है? सर कुछ भी use कर सकते हैं ना उसकी जगह पे. ABC use करो, UVW use करो, right? Then we calculated what is the magnitude of vector which is in 3 dimensions. So I gave you example of your room. I hope all of you remember the example of your room. And when you go to, right, when you just travel in your room, right, from one point to another point along the length, then that point to another point along the breadth, then the diagonal represents what? This R1 vector, which is the diagonal of the room. But suppose you became Superman and you started flying. And you started flying. So you will, right, have a height also. Then this vector, this purple vector will become your R2 vector, right? And it will be what? Diagonal of a cuboid. What is the formula of a diagonal of a cuboid? Sir, it is root of x square plus y square plus z square. Okay, that is the diagonal of a cuboid, right? Right, Reshma? Zain, everyone? Okay, chalo, right? But we will focus on 2 dimension only. We will focus on 2 dimension. Okay, right? So types of vector after this. So this is the first phase, concept map, right? The first concept map. Sir, what is a vector? What is the magnitude of vector? What is the direction of vector and how vector is represented? That's the first concept map. Finish. हमको ये पूरा clarity होना चाहिए. Yes or no? Right? Okay. The second concept, right? Second concept का branch आ गया, which is the type of vector. Now, obviously, there's a different type of everything. For example, I told you, the example of mangoes. The example of mangoes, right? That if we talk about mango, we have different type of mangoes. Right? In same way, when you talk about vectors, depending on their property, depending on their nature, there are different type of vectors. So first is your zero vector. Again, zero vector is something fudgy, right? Right? I don't know why people have even care to define that, but again, it's just a point because zero vector means what? So magnitude is 0, and by magnitude 0, I can say it doesn't even exist, right? Yes or no? Because it is just a point. It is just a point. But okay, like if someone asks you, right, that what kind of vector a point would be? What kind of vector a point would be? So a point would be zero vector or null vector. Okay? Simple. Okay? Then second is unit vector. Unit, as the name suggests, unit means 1. So it is a vector whose magnitude is 1, right? Whose magnitude is 1 and it will have only direction. Right, everyone? Right? Yes. And we know that, sir, if I have to convert anything into one, for example, I took this example, right? That if I have to convert any number 5 into 1, what I need to do? Sir, divided by same value. Yes or no? Divided by same value. Value. Remember the term value. Anna. So I divided 5 by 5, I will get 1. In the same way, what I want to do, right, sir? I want to get a vector, right, whose magnitude is 1. How to do that? So divide the existing vector with its magnitude. Simple. Right? So example, I'll just take the same example. So the vector was 3i cap plus 4j cap. Okay. Right? This is a representation of vector. Everyone, be very clear. Whenever there's ij, it is just a representation, right? Representation. This mod, right? This is a kind of bracket which represents magnitude, which is the value, which is the length of the hypotenuse. Right? It is root of 3 square plus 4 square. Root of 3 square plus 4 square. Okay. Right? Yes. Right, Prashasti? That is used. See, again, two-dimensional vectors. Yes, when you talk about three-dimensional vectors, there's something else which you guys haven't studied till now. Okay? Right? So don't worry, you won't be asking, but we will get to know the second method. Don't worry. Today only we'll get to know the second method, because see, when you talk about angle, you just have to find theta. You don't have to find tan theta. I can find cos theta also. I can find sin theta also. Okay? So there's a way. Don't worry about that. I'll tell you. Okay? So this is the magnitude 5. Right? So I can say, sir, if we divide this vector by its magnitude, right, I will get a unit vector. So that's what I do. So I will divide this vector. I divide this vector by its magnitude. So this is a unit vector. And how to represent a unit vector? Sir के ऊपर टोपी डाल दो, है ना? Right? टोपी पहना दो. So R के ऊपर टोपी. So I can say, in general, any vector can be converted into unit vector. Whenever there's a topi, it is a unit vector, which means, sir, I cap jo tha, that is a unit vector. J cap jo tha, that is also a unit vector. K cap is also a unit vector. Yes or no? Tell me yes or no. So I cap, J cap, K cap, all of them are unit vector, right? Because it represents only the direction, right? The magnitude is 1. Okay? Yes. Okay. So I have already told that any vector can be converted into unit vector by dividing it by its magnitude, right, everyone? So I gave this one problem, which was what is the unit vector? I asked that, is it a unit vector? So most of you made mistake. I hope all of you remember, and you will not repeat that mistake. Because it is I cap plus J cap. So you must be thinking, so yahan bhi unit vector hona chahiye, but no, because the magnitude is root of 1 plus 1, which is root 2. So root 2 is not tell me, root 2 is not 1, na? Right? Obviously root 2 hai, 1 koi na hai. So I have to divide this by root 2. So this will become unit vector. Now, position vector, right? So position vector kya hota hai? Position vector is a vector, as the name suggests, which represents the position of any point. But kahan se? Right? हम लोगों ने class 8 से पढ़ते आए हैं that whenever we talk about position, there should be a reference. Yes or no? हाँ या ना? पढ़े हो ना? The concept of rest and motion, right? So whenever we talk about position of any object, right, the reference point is origin. The reference point is origin. So I can say, sir, if a particle moves from O to A, right, then the position vector is R1. Okay? And if it is from O to C, that is R2. But what about AB? What about AB? What is AB? Tell me, what is AB? AB फिर क्या हो गया? Sorry, AC, not AC. Not AB, AC क्या हो गया? It is written, right? Yes. It is change in position vector. Yes or no? It is change in position vector. भाई कहाँ से कहाँ तक change हुआ है? Right? है ना? And I can say using basic concept of triangle. Sir, O से A जाएंगे, A से C जाएंगे. This is equal to O से C, right? O से A plus A से C is O से C, right? Common sense, है ना? Right? So AC is what? AC is equal to, after transposing, AC can be written as OC minus OA, है ना? Simple. O से A जाएंगे. Forget about physics. Normally common sense use करते हैं. हम क्या लिखेंगे? सर O से A जाएंगे, फिर A से C जाएंगे, right? O से A plus A से C. So O से A plus A से C, right? My final displacement would be OCC. OCC. Yes or no? This is not a triangle. We are not just adding the sides. These are the vectors. Adding sides and adding vectors are two different things. I hope all of you know this. Okay? Right? I'm not saying, sir, length of OA is equal to length of AC is equal to length of OC. Right? Because we have an arrow. And arrow means vector. है ना? आगे हम लोगों ने देखा है. ठीक है? So this is your R2 minus R1, which is always final minus initial. Okay. Then Sampada, यहाँ पे focus करो. Right? Parallel vector. Everyone focus here. Parallel vector. Now, what is the meaning of parallel or anti-parallel vectors? So any vector whose direction is same, simple. Magnitude can change. Direction is same. Now think about it. Everyone, let me know this. Let me know this. Suppose I'm having a vector like this. Suppose this is a vector. Right? Think about it. Can I shift this vector? Can I shift this vector like this? Is it a parallel shift? Is it a parallel shift? Yes or no? Tell me. Right? I'm shifting it parallelly now. So both the vectors, red vectors and blue vectors, are same vectors, yes or no? Sir, direction same है, sir, magnitude same है, तो obviously vector same है ना. आप कभी भी shift करो, कहाँ भी shift करो. But it should be shifted parallelly. For example, I'll just give you one more example. Suppose I take this vector. I take this vector. Now I hope many will get your concept clear. Can I shift this vector to this place? Can I shift this vector to this place? Yes or no? ठीक है. एंटी पैरेलल मतलब उल्टा. एंटी पैरेलल मतलब उल्टा. ठीक है, समझ में आ रहा है? एंटी पैरेलल मतलब उल्टा. राइट? अब क्लियर हुआ ये चीज. एवरीवन, व्हाट इज क्लियर नाउ? Sampada, your doubt is cleared now. I don't know if it's you who was messaging or someone else, right? But I guess everyone got to know na, that we can shift it. And we can shift it. We will remember this concept. But we can only shift parallelly, right? In same direction. We cannot change the direction. Okay? Right? Okay. Oh, Prashasti, you messaged me, na? Okay, so you got it, Prashasti? Tell me you got it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Chalo. Equal vectors, right? Equal vectors. So obviously, as the name suggests, equal. Why equal? का मतलब क्या होता है? Right? Equal. का मतलब क्या होता है? Sir, same. Yes or no? So if I'm saying that two vectors are equal, which means they have everything same. What is the meaning of everything? Everything मतलब क्या होता है? Sir, component same होना चाहिए, direction same होना चाहिए, magnitude भी same होना चाहिए. Yes or no? Yes or no? Right? Yes. The direction, magnitude, component, everything should be same. Okay? Right? Everyone got it? Tell me, got it? Yes or no? So R1 is equal to R2, X1 is equal to X2, Y1 is equal to Y2. Everything should be same. Direction be same, component be same. है ना? Now, angle between two vectors. So अब देखो, यहाँ पे मैंने बोला, sir, angle between the two vectors is always the angle between their tails. है ना? पूंछ, right? पूंछ के बीच में होना चाहिए. है ना? For example, I gave you this example. This is a vector. This is a vector. I'll just give again, right? I'll give one example again. And this is your another vector. Now tell me, everyone, Adnan, everyone, tell me. Now, if I'm saying that, sir, this angle is 120 degree. This angle is 120 degree. Now, is it the angle between these two vectors? This is A vector, this is B vector. Is this the angle between two vectors? Tell me, is this the angle between vectors? Voice is lagging, guys. Voice is lagging, everyone.
Sir,
Is voice
थोड़ा हुआ
clear?
था, अभी अच्छा है.
Okay, it is clear, right? ठीक है, चलो. It is clear now? Okay. So see, here, sir, it is a head. ये क्या है? This is a head. This is a head. And what is this? This is a tail. Tail. So this angle is between head and tail. Now, this angle is between head and tail. It is not between two tails. Agree? Right? So this is not the angle, sir. This is not the angle. So what I can do? Tell me what I can do. What I can do? So I can either shift this to this side, either shift this like this, and okay, right? Parallel shift, yes. Or I can shift this to this side. Clear है? I can do any of the two things. अब समझ में आ गया सबको प्रशस्ति? Clear now?
Yes, sir.
Right? है ना? So I can say, sir, this angle is the angle between vectors or this angle, है ना? Right? ठीक है? This angle. So the angle is what? The angle is, this angle is 60. I hope all of you know, right? The linear pair or alternate, right? Co-interior angles. This is also 60. See, I'm telling you, right? Whatever you have studied in 8, 9, 10, 11, so 8, 9, 10, it will be used. है ना? It will be used. It is used as by default. ठीक है? Right? चलो, तो ये समझ में आ गया सबको? Okay, very good. Now after this, this is the end of second topic, right? This was the end of second topic. I hope second topic is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Sorry. Okay, second topic is clear. Very good. Now the third topic was right, operations on vector operations. अब जब बात करते हैं ऑपरेशन की, so ऑपरेशन क्या होता है सर? Tell me ऑपरेशन क्या होता है? मैथमेटिकल ऑपरेशन क्या होता है? Tell me what is a mathematical operation? Plus, minus, divide, multiply. हाँ या ना? Right? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Right? Yes? है ना? Yes, word mass. ठीक है? Yes, word mass. That's it, right? So यहाँ पे भी हम लोग वही करेंगे. So we just learned how to do addition and subtraction. Now I gave you a basic example. That if I'm having two baskets, right? Right? One having 2 apple, 1 mango. And I hope all of you remember 2 apple, 1 mango. And the second basket having 3 apple and 4 mangoes. So what is the total? So you said, sir, total would be what? 5 apple, 5 apple plus 5 mango. Agree? It would be 5 apple plus 5 mango. Yes or no? Tell me yes or no. It is easy. 5 apple plus 5 mango. Right? Because sir, obviously you will add apple and mango with mango. No? You cannot add apple with mango, right? It is foolish to do. No? In the same way, we studied something called rational number. And if we add root 2 plus root 3 with 3 root 2 minus 5 root 3, I can just add root 2 and root 2, right? And root 3 and 5 root 3, because I cannot add two different type of real rational numbers. So root 2 plus 3 root 2 will give me 4 root 2, and root 3 minus 5 root 3 will give me minus 4 root 3. Clear hai? Yes or no? Clear hai? Got it, everyone? Everyone got this? In the same way, if I'm having a vector, okay? If I'm having a vector which is R1 vector, which is given by x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap, है ना? And R2 vector which is x2 I cap plus y2 j cap plus z2 k cap. So if I have to add them, what I need to do? So add the components. X will be added with x, so it will be x1 plus x2 I cap. Y will be added with y, y1 plus y2 j cap, and z will be added with z. है ना? Like terms. Yes, exactly. Okay, so we solved some problems based on that. Okay, so this is the case one. Where the vectors are given in component form. Now the second case two. So case two is the case where the magnitude of the vector is given. Instead of having a vector form, the magnitude between the vectors is given and the angle between them is given, right? So magnitude of vector is given and the angle between them is given. Clear? Tell me, clear? Right? Anna, so tell me, if instead of having tell me components, if I'm having magnitude and angle, what we can do? So first let us represent it. So I said, sir, if I'm going to represent it, let us represent it like this. I'm having a vector like this. So this is your A vector. This is your A vector. Okay, right? This is the A vector, and this is the B vector. B vector. So these two vectors. So magnitude of these two vectors is given. So OA is the magnitude of OA vector, which is A, and AB is the magnitude of, right? The length AB is the magnitude of B vector, which is just B. Okay, and the angle between these two is given. And what we know that, sir, if we talk about angle, if we talk about angles, the angle is basically this only, na? Right? Because this OA will be shifted, right? This will be shifted. I'm not talking about the length, right? I'm just talking about the direction. So this angle theta is the angle between these two vectors, right? Now you're getting Prashasti. Now you're getting, I'm just shifting OA, right, to this point, okay, so that I can get the angle.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Chalo. So I can use trigonometry here, right? I can use trigonometry over here. So I can see if I draw 90, this 90 degree and draw a line BC and a perpendicular to this point. If I draw a line BC perpendicular to this point, right? So I can say I can have a two right angle triangle, right? And the triangle that I require, the triangle that I require is basically this triangle. OB, yes or no? Yes or no? Right? Because it is OA plus AB will give OB. OA plus AB will give, right? OA plus AB will give OB. Damdo, I told you this. OA plus O, so OB is equal to OA plus AB. Now, vector, it is a vector. If you write directly like this, OB is equal to OA plus AB, it is wrong because, sir, if you're writing just OB without vector, it means the value. It means the value. And we know that in any triangle, sum of two sides is not equal to third side. Ayana. So this is wrong. This is pap, right? This is pap. Yes or no? Right? Clear? We will not do this pap. Right? Sin. ठीक है? गुनाह है ये गुनाह नहीं करना है. समझ में आया? Right? This is right. Anyone have any doubt in this? यहाँ तक समझ में आ रहा है? I'm explaining this again, right? Terence, I started explaining, right? I started explaining. If you attended last class, I have already explained this how many times? This is the fourth time I'm explaining this, fourth time. Okay, so you should be very clear कि क्या नहीं समझ में आया, ठीक है? Because I can explain, this is the fourth time I'm explaining, but you should be very clear कि क्या नहीं समझ में आया. अभी तक मैंने कुछ समझाया ही नहीं है ना? अभी तक मैंने सब बताया कि क्या given है. Yes or no? Tell me. Did I tell anything कि करना क्या है? I just said कि what is given, ठीक है? What is given? Okay, Terence, right? Okay, I didn't explain anything yet. I just said what is given. So OA is given, AB is given, the angle is given. That's it. Okay, right? Okay, so I guess this configuration is understood by everyone. If you are understanding the language, right? If you're understanding the English, right? Then you would be getting it. Okay, if not, right? You have to work on the language. Okay. Okay. Now think about it. Think about it. So I'm saying, sir, I'm having two right angle triangle. Terence, you're getting this, Terence? Can you see two right angle triangle? Tell me, can you see two right angle triangle? Yes, everyone can see two right angle triangle? Yes or no? Right? Yes. Okay. And I can say, sir, one right angle triangle is this one. Triangle ABC. ABC is one right angle triangle, and triangle OBC is the second right angle triangle. OBC is the second right angle triangle. Raise a hand. I guess this is clear, hai na? This is clear, right? Okay. So now I'm going to explain. So please focus. Now I'm going to explain. So in triangle ABC, this length, what is the length of AB? Tell me, what is the length of AB? The length of AB is B. The length of AB is B. Right? What is the angle BAC? What is the angle BAC? So it is theta. Theta. Okay? Right? So what is this AC? What is this AC? What is this AC? Can I say, sir, AC is the base, right? AC is the base. So can I write like this? Sir, cos theta is equal to, tell me, base by hypotenuse, which is AC by AB. I na. Cos theta is equal to AC by AB. I hope all of you have studied these in class 10th. If you are not getting this, then again, right, 10th concept, right? And obviously, I'm not going to teach 10th concept over here. Okay? So AC is equal to, after cross multiplication, we studied in class 6 and 7, cross multiplication. So AC is equal to AB cos theta. AB cos theta. And what is AB? Sir, AB is equal to B. So AC is B cos theta. Got it? Right? Got it, everyone? Okay? Right? Parents, you're getting, because again, I'm explaining step by step. If you are not getting this, then the concept of class 7, 8, 9, 10, that's the issue, not what I'm saying right now. Okay? And BC, when you talk about BC, so can I say, sir, BC is same, and BC is, right, almost same, but BC is perpendicular. So I can say we will use sine theta. Sine theta, yes, and sine theta is what? Perpendicular, which is BC, by base, which is AB. Right? So I can say, sir, BC is equal to AB sine theta. AB sine theta, yes or no? And AB is B, so it is B sine theta. I guess this is clear. यहाँ पे सब कुछ समझ में आ गया? यहाँ पे सब कुछ समझ में आ गया? Yes. A third, right? Samprita, Omkar. Yash, you are getting everything, Yash? Yashika, Zan, tell me, Yash, I revised everything, so you must be getting. ठीक है? बहुत समझ में आ रहा है? Okay, chalo. Now, so now let us see triangle OBC. Yeah, apologies everyone. Yeah. So now let's see triangle OBC. Okay. Very good, Adnan. ठीक है? Try करो समझने का. ठीक है? Try करो समझने का. Now one new student joined, or someone just used two desktops. Krish is using two. Okay, now everyone is there. Okay. ठीक है. Okay. So in triangle OBC, can we use Pythagoras theorem? Tell me, हाँ या ना? Because sir, I need to find OB, which is nothing but hypotenuse. Yes or no? Tell me, yes or no? Can I use Pythagoras theorem? Yes. And what is Pythagoras theorem? What is Pythagoras theorem? I hope everyone remember what is Pythagoras theorem. Right? Pythagoras theorem says that, sir, hypotenuse square is equal to base square plus perpendicular square. ठीक है? Yes, very good, right? Very good, Sampada, very good, Afaq, very good, Adnan, very good. है ना? So it is what? OB square, है ना? Pythagoras theorem states OB square is equal to OC square plus BC square. Right? Try करते रहना, समझने का, try करते रहना, ठीक है? OB square is equal to OC square plus BC square. है ना? And what is, we have to find OB. We need to find OB. ठीक है? OB निकालना है मुझे. What is OC, guys? What is OC? Tell me. Sir, OC is basically OA plus AC. OC is OA plus AC. Yes or no? Right? है ना? OA plus AC. Clear? Right? OA plus AC. है ना? Anyone have any doubt in this? Tell me. Anyone have any doubt in this? Right? Plus BC square as it is. Now OA कितना है? Sir, OA is given. OA is given as A. Given है sir. OA is A. And AC we calculated, sir. We calculated. हमें आता है sir. है ना? Right? Right? Okay. We calculated AC as B cos theta and BC is B sin theta. Now we know what is A plus B cos theta whole square. So it is a square plus b square cos square theta plus 2ab cos theta. Yes or no? हाँ या ना? X plus y का whole square is x square plus y square plus 2xy. I guess this is clear, everyone. This is clear, everyone. है ना? Yes, identity, right? That we have been studying since class 8. Plus b sine theta whole square is b square sine square theta. Now we know a property, right? We know that, sir, sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to what? Sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to what? Tell me, Adnan, what is sine square theta plus cos square theta? Adnan, tell me, Terence. Then everyone. Yes, very good. It is 1. It is actually 1. Very good, Terence. 1. This is identity, right? This is identity. So can I say, sir, if I'm having b square sine square theta, b square sine square theta plus b square cos square theta. Can I take b square common here? Can I take b square common over here? So I will get what? Same thing, sir. I will get sine square theta plus cos square theta. And this is nothing but 1. This is nothing but 1. So it can just be written as b square. Yes or no? Right? So that is what I did. Now I was having b square cos square theta plus b square sine square theta. Right? B square cos square theta plus b square sine square theta. Right? So I can just write it as b square. Yes or no? Tell me yes or no. Right? Yes, right? Yes. So that is my answer. Anna, tell me, that is my answer. So can I say, sir, OB is equal to root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta? Where what is theta? What is theta? Sir, theta is nothing but angle between a and b. Hi Anna. Theta is angle between a and b. No, theta is angle between a and b. Theta is angle between a and b. It's not 360. Okay. Theta is angle between a and b. Okay, Adnan? Theta is angle between a and b. It is given, right? Wait, guys, my one not got hand. I don't know, it is not working. चलो ये सबको समझ में आया? Now see this figure. Now this is alpha. Alpha angle किसके बीच में? Tell me. The angle alpha is between which two vectors? The angle alpha is between which two vectors? See magnitude है ना क्रिश, ये पूरा magnitude की बात हो रही है ना? वेक्टर का साइन कहीं दिख रहा है क्या? कहीं भी वेक्टर का साइन दिख रहा है? नहीं ना, तो जहां वेक्टर साइन नहीं दिखे वो मैग्नीट्यूड है, ठीक है? राइट? समझ में आया? सब कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर रखना है, कोई भी दिक्कत नहीं होना चाहिए, ठीक है? यस, सो इट इज ए वेक्टर एंड सी वेक्टर, ठीक है? सो आई कैन से सर दिस tan alpha is equal to what? Tell me. So tan alpha is equal to bc by oc. हाँ या ना? Raise your hand. Tan alpha is bc by oc. I guess this is clear, right? Tan alpha is bc by oc. So bc क्या है? b sin theta. oc क्या है? a plus b cos theta. Done. Okay, right? So in the same way, I told you that ये तो क्या हो गया? A plus B, है ना? In the same way, if you calculate A minus B, in the same way, if you calculate A minus B, ठीक है? Okay, in the same way, if you calculate A minus B, minus means उल्टा, है ना? उल्टा. A minus B. So what will change, sir? यहाँ पे देखो, यहाँ पे आपने क्या किया था? A plus B cos क्या हो गया था ना? Because ये आगे चला गया था, ये आगे चला गया था. But अगर उल्टा करते हो, तो ये पीछे आएगा, है ना? उल्टा करते हो तो ये ऐसे हो जाएगा. OC जो है, राइट? OC will be OA minus AC. तो इस केस में जो यहाँ पे A plus B cos थीटा था, A minus B cos थीटा आ जाएगा, है ना? राइट? एवरीवन थिंक अबाउट दिस, राइट? तो यहाँ पे बस प्लस की जगह माइनस हो जाएगा. और मैंने सेकंड मेथड में बताया था, सेकंड मेथड दैट सर अगर A और B के बीच में एंगल थीटा है, A और B के बीच में एंगल थीटा है, देन A और माइनस B के बीच में एंगल कितना होगा? 180 माइनस थीटा. सर लीनियर पेयर, सर, है ना? लीनियर पेयर. वी नो लीनियर पेयर. यस और नो? हमें आता है सर लीनियर पेयर, राइट? आता है कि नहीं आता है? आता है ना? सर दिस इज A. See Suhan, if you are talking about direction, right, अगर तुम डायरेक्शन चेंज करते हो सुहान तो वेक्टर का मैग्नीट्यूड तो सेम रहता है ना सुहान, ठीक है, खुद सोचो, राइट। नेगेटिव का मतलब क्या होता है, मैग्नीट्यूड, मैग्नीट्यूड, ठीक है। अगर तुमसे पूछा जाए +3 यूनिट और -3 यूनिट का मैग्नीट्यूड सेम है कि इक्वल, राइट। तुम 3 यूनिट राइट में जाओ, 3 यूनिट लेफ्ट में जाओ, होगा तो 3 यूनिट ना, ठीक है, इसीलिए, ठीक है। तो यहाँ तक सबको समझ में आ गया था, टेल मी, यहाँ तक सबको समझ में आ गया था, यस और नो? आई गेस यहाँ तक सबको समझ में आ गया था, क्लियर, ओके, राइट। Okay, I'm taking it slow. Okay, I'm taking it slow because yeah, summer vacation is cancelled, so I'm taking it slow. ठीक है, I'm taking more time because summer vacation cancel हो गया है. Okay, so this is the example, right? This is the example of how this vector OB represents A plus B vector and how this vector CA represents A minus B vector. ठीक है. So this was a concept check, right, which is also called as Polygon Law of Addition. है ना, vector A plus vector B will give me this red line, which is A plus B vector. A plus B vector plus C vector will give me A plus B plus C vector. A plus B plus C vector plus D vector will give me A plus B plus C plus D vector. ठीक है, this is your polygon check, right? Okay, and this was the some other problem. ठीक है, right? Anyone have any doubt in this? Tell me. Anyone have any doubt till this point? तो मेरा एडिशन और सब्सट्रैक्शन हो गया, पूरा कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर हो गया एडिशन सब्सट्रैक्शन में. एनीवन हैव एनी डाउट इन एडिशन सब्सट्रैक्शन? टेल मी, एनीवन हैव एनी डाउट इन एडिशन सब्सट्रैक्शन? क्लियर, ओके, वेरी गुड. है ना सर, कॉन्सेप्ट सर थ्योरी में तो दिक्कत नहीं होती है सर, प्रॉब्लम में दिक्कत होती है. तो आज की क्लास के बाद हम लोग प्रॉब्लम्स करेंगे, राइट? आई विल सी, जिनके पास मॉड्यूल है वेरी गुड, जिनके पास मॉड्यूल नहीं है, राइट, एनीवेज for everyone I'll just upload another module सबके लिए soft copy. I'll upload in Google Classroom and I'll send you the WhatsApp group also. ठीक है, not the one that you received, another one. ठीक है, right, थोड़ा सा easy वाला. Okay, for self practice first. Okay, right, don't worry, I will give, yeah, vectors, I will be giving you the soft copy of modules, right? ठीक है, theory वाले book भी मैं कर दूंगा, but again, right, do not waste time, right? Tell me, do not waste time in reading lots of books. ठीक है, okay, whatever we teach, revise that and pick one book, any one book you pick. ठीक है, either pick HC Verma is good book, right? ज्यादा दिया भी नहीं है और समझ में भी आता है, right? If you are like, if you have time, if you learn fast, then pick Cengage, right? If you take time to understand, if you don't have that much time, pick your this HC Verma. ठीक है, right? That's the two book that I would suggest. Now, if your focus is school boards, pick SL Arora. ठीक है, that is very thick book, right? Okay, so this is what I said. Either pick HC Verma or pick Cengage BM Sharma. ठीक है, depending on what you want. Need students, pick HC Verma. ठीक है, need students, pick HC Verma, right? ठीक है, and DC Pandey, I will send, don't worry, I'll send all the soft copy in Google Classroom. Today only I'll make the Google Classroom and send every book over there. ठीक है, NEET के लिए भी. Okay, now next operation. Tell me, what is the next operation? Now we will be starting today's class. What is the next operation?